Hello everybody and welcome back. For those that have been following me for a little while, you know I've been trying to break a certain card, the Goblin charbelcher, for quite some time. Probably for like the last 3 months I've been playing around with a Ramos the Dragon Engine version of this deck. And last night it occurred to me, Ramos may not be the best leader of this flock. And so I decided to change out a couple of cards because of the new Zendikar Rising set has come out. And it has some incredible tech in there, just seemingly built to help us break the charbelcher. So I've changed the commander. Today we are playing Golos, everybody's favorite target at the table. And as you'll see throughout the game, I am a very favorite target, even though at the very beginning I do have a very good start. I'm not really the board state of terror during most of the game. Anyways, let's get to the action. So I mulliganed my first hand because I didn't really have a play. I wasn't concerned with much more than trying to get mana. I decided to keep the hand that I'm currently playing, even though I actually thought about mulliganing again. I just didn't want to drop that many cards. As you can see, I had a bit of a good start though. And that's the thing I'm finding with this deck. With the new flip cards that can be a land or a spell, I never typically cast the spell. I'm casting it as a land. And that land just gets me out the gate quick enough that I can start actually doing some things and playing some cards pretty quickly. So the mono white player, he is playing basically a soldier's deck. And they are being very aggressive as usual. And I am the target. I can't complain, though. I can't blame him. I mean, I did start off kind of like a house on fire. And that's kind of the hazard, I think, when you're playing in a four-player game, is that if you do start off being that player that's just sort of erupting onto the field, you're going to very quickly find yourself being the guy defending yourself from everybody else at the table. And so basically what I've got out in play right now is I've got a mana rock, creatures, and I've got a land that came into play tapped. Now, in the deck, I have one land. That's the only land I've got. And the only reason I'm playing Golos is I want to find that land, and I want to put that land out into play so I will have no lands in the deck. But the land I'm picking, you'll see, is very specifically designed so that I can go and search for my win condition. My main win condition in this deck is the Goblin charbelcher. So I want to get the Inventor's Fair out. I want to hit 4 mana. I want to sacrifice it, and I want to find that charbelcher. And so throughout the whole game, this is basically a race. I want to race to see if I can get to the belcher. I haven't played against this new red-white commander, the new Boros commander, yet. This is my first game against them. It seems like a fairly solid card. The ability to draw cards whenever they attack is kind of a cool ability. We'll see how they do throughout the game. I have played against the abilities token deck many, many times. Those decks can be quite interesting, but they're also susceptible to things like graveyard removal. So if I can find the right cards, I can deal with their graveyard to get rid of their ability tokens. So we're going to see the commander come out into play for the other deck, their Boros deck. And the white deck is making more soldiers. It's very consistent. They're going to play the Heldrake banner, make the soldiers bigger. And I would imagine they're going to be swinging in at me, because they've been doing that since the start. And yep, I will not block. I need my creatures. So the way I play this deck, I've been known to really just sort of take a beating at the beginning of the game. And that's just because I need to kind of manage my resources, I need to hang on to my mana dorks. So Golos is coming out into play for us, and we're going to go find our land. The only land in the deck. We're going to throw that into play. And there it is, the Inventor's Fair. I do make some misplays in this game. I think it's because I haven't played this version of the deck yet. I've just recently added the Zendikar lands into the deck. And I've also just added Golos. Literally, before I played this game, I copied my Ramos, the Dragon Engine deck, over, did some edits to it to add in these new Zendikar cards, and changed Ramos over to Golos to see sort of what would happen with the new commander and then with these brand new cards. I can say so far, while the land does come into play tapped, as you saw on my first turn, it's so powerful. Being able to decide if I want to cast a spell or if I just need that extra mana base, I can throw it in there as a land. This deck here, it was the main trouble I was having with it, I was seeing, is that it is very, very susceptible to just a bad shuffle turn. So not having access to any mana at all at the beginning of the game really puts me far behind. Whereas with these new lands, I feel like I'm able to sort of hang in there and start the game just like every other player at the table. Boros, I believe, is swinging at me this time around. And we are taking some hits, folks. As you can see in the chat, I mean, Golos. Everybody hates Golos. I mean, what can I say? I can't blame them. I know that I've played against a million Golos decks, and they're always doing something crazy and janky, and that ability to just tutor lands out is just crazy. But what they don't realize is that this is the only land I have. It's the only purpose Golos has, is to tutor for my tutor. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to took another hit there. So we're going to Lotus Petal out, and we're going to try to play a bunch of stuff because I really need to get some blockers here. So let's see what we can do. I do have access to quite a bit of mana, and you'll see that I can play a lot of spells in one turn. Now, I've had the Sharknado in my hand since the opening of the game, and the reason I didn't play it is I was already getting smashed in the face. And I have found in every game where I've played the Sharknado too early that I am just an instant table target. Everybody at the table wants to kill me. And having no blockers, even though I know the Sharknado will build me a blocker or two, I know the moment I put that thing out in play, there's a massive target on my face, and I've already got one there because I played Golos, how dare I. And so I'm holding on to it. If I do see an opportunity, I will play it. This might be, I guess this is probably one of the misplays I had. Maybe it was the toss-up, do I play the Ristic Study or do I play the Sharknado? I opted for the Study because the card draw is just usually so good. Also, I like being able to tax people. If it's costing you an extra mana to play your spells because you want to deny me drawing a card, that's also good for me. So either way, it's just to slow my opponents down or give myself an advantage. So Ristic Study, always better in my eyes than playing the Sharknado. I also held off on playing Sahil for a moment because I wanted to sort of leave her there as an optional target. So I'm really not looking to make the Thopters with her, although I could have played her first and then played the other spells to get the Thopters. So I guess that's a misplay as well. That's a typical me whiffing on misreading my hand. But the idea is I want them to attack her instead of me this turn. I just need to hold on to some of my life total to hopefully survive to see the end of the game. It's hard to say. And the holdup right now is we are waiting for a player to decide what they are going to do. Are they still in the game? Are they still around? Have they disconnected? This is the one bad thing about playing online, is that you're always sort of at the mercy of whether or not the other player wants to stick around. Please, folks, if you're thinking about conceding, don't hold up the game for everybody else. Just go ahead and concede and move along. It's always bad form to concede when somebody's attacking, but nobody's attacked. I've passed the turn to the player. Now we're just all stuck here waiting. I thought perhaps that they had disconnected or were having issues with their computer. So the game does have a clock on it, and you do have a limit to how long you're allowed to sort of hold things up with an activity that will bump you after 4 minutes. So I thought, well, I guess we're going to be stuck here for the next few minutes while we wait to see what goes on. And turns out they were just deciding whether or not they were going to just fold. So, yep, basically we had to sit there and wait for that. And so they fold, and we all move on with our lives. Now, this player folding in the game actually hurts me because now I am the absolute table focus. Both of these players seem to be scared of Golos, and so they are considering trying to take me out of the game as quickly as they can. Here we see the sword come out into play. That's always a bad thing for anybody that's on the other side of it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So the equipment deck is doing the equipment-y things, and I'm not sure who they're going to attack this turn. Now, I think that the problem they have is they have one creature, and mono white has several. Oh, there we go. There's a Chaos Warp. So I will likely draw a card because I believe they are tapped out. So I'm going to draw a card off of that. And there goes the Chaos Warp affecting the game by removing a commander. And it looks like he's swinging in at me. Of course he's swinging at me. So I'm going to block with my commander because my commander is basically not doing anything but taking up space on the board anyway at this moment. You have to excuse my voice. I've caught a bit of a cold. So mono white is going to make more soldiers. I think I'm the only person anybody's attacked in this game here, aside from mono white has attacked the Boros player a couple times, but yeah. I can't really blame him. I mean, Golos is a crazy card. It's, I mean, in this deck it only does one thing, but in other decks it is a pretty nutty card. It can do a lot of bad things. So he's going to swing out at me. He's going to kill Sahil, which is fine because that's some damage I'm not taking to the face. And that might make the difference. That might allow me to stick around a little longer. So let's see what happens next. So Sahil dies. Sorry, Sahil, we barely knew you. I would have liked to have gotten some Thopters off of you, but I knew that that was going to happen. And that's fine. I misplayed her. If I'd wanted the Thopters, I should have played her and then played the Mana Rocks, but that's fine. So here we go. We got a whole bunch of nice stuff happening here. I've just played a Mana, the key for free. That's going to be awesome because I can untap things now. So I can, for example, untap my Soul Ring. Here comes the Microsynth Golem, who's going to give all artifact creatures affinity for artifacts, which means I'm going to be able to put a bunch of creatures onto the battlefield this turn, including my commander from the command zone, because he now costs nothing. It's free. So now I have blockers. I should be able to hang on, and we'll see what we can draw in the next couple turns. My plan actually is going to be to activate the Adventures Fair and to hopefully take somebody out of the game. I'm assuming and hoping that neither player has a disenchant or something that they can use to get rid of my weapon once it comes out into play. It's a big risk. We'll see what happens. Well, it looks like the other player is trying to build the board state as well. They've got a companion in their 99. Not sure that was their best play. Sort of hoping to see a board wipe, because that would help me as well. So we got a soul ring coming from the other player, from mono white. Come at me, bro. I got lots of blockers. Yeah, everything's coming my way again. Mono white is just determined to get me out of this game. I think they're going to be the first target. Well, I mean, it makes sense that they should be because they have the most creatures. They have the best board state. So if I am going to knock somebody out of the game out of nowhere, it's got to be that guy. Or gal. That player has to go down. So I am at a dangerous life total. I mean, I can be taken out of nowhere. So I am on the clock. I am basically nearing the end of my game here. Let's see what we can pull out of the air. All right, so we untap. And we're going to do things. We're going to do some things. We have some plans to do some things. So, here we go. Activate some Menaeus. Do the Inventor's Fair thing, which is beautiful because it cannot be countered, whereas the Imperial Seal could be countered. Also, the Imperial Seal doesn't put the object right out. It puts it on my top of my library. So I really need to get this thing out and play right now and activate it. And here we go. Here we go. We did the thing. We did the thing, folks. We did it. We did it. We're successfully going to take somebody out. Unless he pulls out a Teferi's Protection or something crazy, the mono white player is about to be gone. Let's see if we can do it. Can we do it? We're going to use the key. We're going to untap something. We're going to get mana. We're going to do it. Here we go. This is so exciting. I'm living the dream. Here we go. We could still die on the next turn to the other player. I mean, we could still die. This could still be it. But we have done the thing, folks. We have taken out the mono white player with the charbelcher, and now chat has gone silent. As silent as the grave. They are not happy, I'd imagine. So let's see. It's down to the two of us. Do I take out the Boros player, or does the Boros player get in and destroy me? Let's see what happens. It's entirely possible I could have activated the Belcher twice that turn if I just had a little extra mana, but I'm happy with what happened. I'm fine with that. I'll keep drawing cards. Man, I've got some great cards in hand. I wish I could play them right now, but we are at the end of this game for sure either way. So Boros is going to do some Borosy things. They're going to equip some more equipment. What else are they going to play? I mean, they could still get the lethal here on me. They could still take me out from out of nowhere. What you doing, Boros? What you doing? This was a good game. I really wish the other player had stuck around, though. It would have been nice to sort of see them kind of stick it out for the rest of the game. But that's fine. That happens. Sometimes you just realize you're just way behind and there's no catching up. And one player's taking off like a rocket and the others don't seem to be able to stop him. So I get that. That's fine. So Boros has played a God spell, and they are coming at me with one creature. They should have sent all of them. So I will just block and not take damage. I think I have to block with two creatures if I'm correct here. I think he gave him Menace. Yeah, so I'll block the 2 creatures. I will take no damage. I think he gave him indestructible. Yeah, he did. He gave the creature indestructible. So their creature lives. They're hoping to just slowly eradicate me by eliminating my creatures. I don't know if they didn't see me play the charbelcher or realize how I took out the other player. Maybe they thought the spell was gone now. I'm not sure what happened there. But they are about to get charbelchered. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm not even going to play another spell. I'm just going to belcher them out. So it looks like I didn't even need the Sharknado after all, folks. So we untap. And we're going to tap some Aeneas. And we're going to charbelcher Mr. Boros into next Wednesday. Well, folks, somehow I did it. Somehow I stuck around. We lived the dream. We charbelchered 2 players. I can't believe we did it. These new cards are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button, and tell your friends about the channel if you don't mind. And I will see you next time with another video. See you.